You already know what it is. Hopefully, we wait a couple people get up in here real quick. Do this quick recap. Ain't gonna be as long as it usually is. You know what I mean? It's Friday night. I know people got things to do, especially y'all cats out there if you're single. We already know what time it is.
Nah, man, it's funny. So I was at work, and y'all work in a pharmacy. It was like Thursday. I came back to work. Pharmacy said,
Yeah.
"Hey, yo, what you did last night?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't go out during the week, man. I'll be chilling." No, Wednesday, what days? And I'm like, I got my lady at home. I ain't really worried about like ladies. And he like an older dude, like he got kids and shit. But he was like telling me about like ladies' night and shit. I'm like, that's crazy. It's funny because he already talked about how like he don't sleep.
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy. You ever get like a conversation from somebody you don't expect it to come out of them? I'm like, huh, okay, that's
Yeah.
what you want. That's cool. That's cool.
I've seen that before.
Hey, bro, Friday night's wrestling. You go straight from Smackdown into Rampage. That shit clutch. I know a lot of people
Fine.
like they don't like how late Rampage is because, like you said, people got stuff to do. People want to go out and stuff like that. They don't want.
It's
But
all right.
hey,
That ain't their demographic anyway.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's only an hour anyway. It's quick. I mean, it's
Word.
still on now.
Let's keep it 100. The club don't start till like 12,
That's facts. That's facts.
so they'll be
You
all
got
right.
You got Pillman versus Max Caster on right now.
All right, boom. Let's start off real quick. Yo, if you're joining in late, whatever it be, we're gonna do this mad quick, maybe like a little 20-minute cap. So started off with your boy Brock Lesnar. You know what I'm saying? I let Kenny leave it, but because I was at my son's football game, but I did watch the highlights. I looked at it real quick, but you lead into it, and we'll talk about that real quick.
All right, so we start out, with the tribal chief, because I don't know if y'all know, but backstage they tell you, Roman said if I'm starting the show or finishing the show or both, I ain't don't put me nowhere in between. So it
I
came
feel
out,
that.
he already out there, he doing his thing, and then he's like the head of the table runs WWE, and WWE in sports entertainment run New York, so that must mean I run MSG. Crowd going wild. This chanting Roman, you got some booze in there, but going crazy. And Brock come out. Brock music hit. And you could see Jay jump. Like, I don't know if that was planned. Jay like moved the whole foot. So he got a big thing, right? And then Brock comes on. We know Brock, he didn't always half Paul, but he's never one for a lot of words.
Mm-hmm.
So Heyman comes up, he's like, Brock, of all the titles we could have went after together, why are you going after the Universal Championship? Brock snatches the mic. Paul, I got one question for you. Why didn't you tell Roman I was going to be at SummerSlam? Roman says, what? What? Paul, what the fuck he don't say it, but you can see he look at him like, what the fuck he talking about? So he dips. Roman dips, Bloodline all leave. But they still walking up the ramp real slow. So the Heyman switch up. Do the whole spiel. For 20 years, I was the advocate for the undisputed. The whole thing.
Okay.
So they do all that. Announce Brock Lesnar. And then Brock says, before Roman Reigns fires you, I need you to give me a title shot. And then he about to F5 him. That's where you came in. He about to F5 him. Roman comes back, hit him with the Superman punch. And then you got a big brawl. So, hey, again, Brock don't got to say a lot of words. He don't. It's just not what he got to do. That's not his stick. He a man of little words. Come in, come out. So that was top. I fuck with that shit. So
Yeah, when I watched the video real quick, when I seen it come out, that did have me thinking. I was like, I was like, he ain't really the mouthpiece. Like, how's this gonna go? He the face, ain't really the mouthpiece. We'll see how this goes. But I mean, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He said a couple words real quick. Got Paul shook. Roman came, did his thing. Caught Roman with the F5 almost. Usos came in. Perfect segue. Fucked them up. Over for them. Got the stare down. Brock looked like he a little bigger than the last time we saw him.
yeah, he got a little beef on him. A little bit more beef.
He probably knew what he was talking about, and he needed to get a little more swollen up in that gym. But he did his thing. He came back. Boom. So if you wasn't ready for it, I'm ready for it. Like, I definitely want to see this match.
Oh yeah, but Rock don't do little shows, as I was telling some of my homeboys. So we already know is Finn Balor versus Roman for Extreme Rules. But it's not like we got another big show right after that. So I don't know if they're gonna be able to stretch that to the next big show. But then again, isn't the next show of the Big Four Survivor Series? So I mean, I know.
Fact check me. I don't know. Not off
Pretty sure, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the next big show out of the big four.
Okay, so is Extreme Rules for the title?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is for the title. I was gonna say if it's not for the title, I could see Brock stretching it by coming in and costing him the match.
I mean, it's still possible, but I don't know. So after that, that was nice and tidy. And after that, Sammy, the babyface is already in the he was already in the ring. Babyfaces all get announced. It's 5-on-5. It's on babyface team is Big E. Nakamura comes out first with Rick Boogs and the Mysterio. So that's day 5. He was already in the ring. Sami Zayn standing in the ring, and then it's Ziggler, Rude, Otis, and Apollo Crews. You have General Aziz and Chad Gable both on the sideline. All right, and then Sammy gets on the mic. He goes, "I love New York. I'm gonna bring out somebody who knows how to win in Madison Square Garden." Brings out Trae Young because Trae Young just killed the Knicks. Big heel shit. They all booing, blah blah blah. Trae looked like he didn't look like he knew what to do, but Sammy got it.
Yeah.
He got him. He walked him around. He stood by Aziz or whatever. And then they did a little wrestling. Sami Zayn starts off, and then it gets to a point raising the ring with Ziggler. Ziggler gets to move on Ray. Ray's hanging on the ropes. Trae Young comes, rakes. He looked like he tried to take his mask off, but I'm pretty sure they was telling him put his throat on the rope. It was one of the two. Ray tried to play it off a little bit, but Trae not trained like that. He's not a wrestler. So then the referee ejects him. So everybody's like, no, we got Trae, blah, blah. All the heels making a big deal out of it. Trae gets out, then gets to the point. Then Big E wins. He hits a big ending on Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn takes a pin because Sami Zayn can take as many pins as forever because he got that character work. You don't really care about Sami Zayn's record. So then Big E gets on. Kayla comes in. She asks Big E, so what's next for, we know you got you Mr. Money in the Bank. What you going to do? And Big E looks at her, smiles. He just holds up the briefcase. You know what's next. And then he goes, whether it's the almighty Bobby Lashley or the head of the table Roman Reigns, whether I got to go over there on Monday, then he does a little face like, eh. Like you can see, I don't really want to go on Monday, man. Like, he don't want to be on Raw. Nobody want to be on fucking Raw. So he goes, I don't want to be on that. Then he goes, all right, cool. So maybe Roman. And then he goes away. And they bring it back later. And I don't want to have to bring it back up. So they bring it back later where Paul's spinning. First, he tries to talk to Roman Reigns. Then Kayla tries to stop him again. All types of stuff. He tells Kayla that Roman Reigns will answer when he wants to. He's the head of the table. And then after he walks away, his head's still spinning. He's not allowed in the locker room. And then he walks into Big E. Big E holds up the briefcase. Gives a little chuckle. That segment done. So they teasing both, but it's looking like Big E staying on SmackDown more than likely. But we do know there's a draft, I believe, in October.
Mm-hmm.
So that can make a difference. And then we talked about this earlier. This is the part where JJ was texting, and I feel kind of the same way about you. I kind of like contract signings, but they all the same. Like,
yeah.
I don't mind wrestling tropes, but WWE definitely, this is one of the ones they definitely get. Like wrestling weddings, WWE hasn't done that many in the past couple of years. But when it comes to contract signings, we get those all the time. So, Becky doesn't want to. Becky comes out in his fur coat. Pat McAfee mentions Joe Namath back when the Jets are good, more heel heat, whatever. And then Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce, whose beef seems to end and not end back and forth. We got to discuss that. These are the worst of 30 figures ever. Yeah. But we get to that some other time. We might do a video on that. So they go. So Becky goes, but what if I don't want to sign? And then Roman and they're like, what do you mean if you don't want to sign? Then sign it, Becky. Like, and then Bianca goes, cut the bullshit. They want to. I want to fight you. I want you to sign it, and the crowd don't want you to sign it. So sign it. So Becky looks up. She's like, well, if you can't join them, beat them. She signs it. She tries to throw the contract at Bianca. She catches it, and then bam, whatever. That's the end of that segment. Contract signing. What can you do?
What can you do? And then the highlight of the night.
Oh, we ended off. So this is when the Uso. Well, we had Edge versus Seth Rollins again. We could die. It's 3. This gentleman's 3. It was a decent match. Seth pinned Edge after some bullshit. We didn't really gotta get into that too much. I love Seth, but it wasn't nothing more special than what we had already saw. All right.
Yeah.
And then it's time for the tag team championship match because Roman, the bloodline got to be the main event. Right. So, this is the Street Profits versus the Usos. This is a pretty good match. Montez Ford is doing even more miraculous shit. He got that crazy athletics frog splash. But so Profits are about to win it. Roman's right there on sideline. He came out during the match. He's not having it. The bloodline keeping these belts. So he put Montez Ford in the Kimura because he's been using the Kimura a little bit. Puts him to sleep. Usos have been disqualified, but you can't lose the belts via disqualification, as we know.
Mm-hmm.
So then the show's almost over. It's like 9:56 or something. Roman goes, after I'm done dealing with Finn Balor, gonna smash Brock up too. And that's when the music hit. The Demon arrives. Demon said, all right. And he actually doesn't say anything. He stands on the top of the ramp for a while. Music plays. He takes off the top. Then he walks into the ring. Takes the thing off. Him and Roman. Right there. There it is. Man to man. Just like that. And that's how we went off air. I actually didn't even realize it was 9. I knew it was 9:55 when the match was like over, but I didn't realize how much time we had. So that was top. I liked it.
All right, so why do you think Roman's facing the Demon? You think he's facing him to smash somebody else dope, or that's just WWE's response to kind of bring people back in?
What do you mean? What, the Demon?
Yeah, like there's really no purpose for the Demon to be back unless
we kind of talk about this, and I know my opinion on this kind of switches back and forth. The same people who write Raw write SmackDown. Yes, Roman has control over his, but they're not giving everyone on SmackDown creative control, right? But I feel like this is something Finn asked for. Because we talked about them overusing Finn, the Demon, a little bit before, but the Demon also never lost. Like, the Demon is still one of the most protected characters in WWE. So maybe Finn's like, if I come out as a Demon, Vince knows that that's he's supposed to protect me. I can't just lose. So I think, not on anything, just a feeling. I think Finn asked for this.
But he's still going to lose.
I still think he's gonna lose, but that's what gives us that little bit of doubt. Because again, who's the babyface Roman's losing to besides Big E?
Okay, so then basically the way I'm gonna try to predict it is Brock's gonna come in, interfere, fuck up Roman, so the Demon wins.
But you can't. I mean, he can't fuck him up and win by DQ because then.
Well, I know, but that's why he'll DQ him.
Okay, I can see that.
He's gonna come fuck somebody up to get the disqualification.
Well, one of the things Paul Heyman had said when they was asking him is Roman Reigns will answer tonight, but don't necessarily think that means yes. Obviously, Roman did end up saying yes, but again, we got a lot of opportunities here, and I think it'd be hard for him to fuck up. Again, SmackDown's still doing good. I mean. I think Finn's gonna lose, but if he wins, it's not an outrageous thing, you know.
Yeah, I mean we'll wrap it up quick. We got shit to do, but especially because nobody popped up on live right now, so you'll have to catch it on the recap when it's on YouTube right now. But it basically goes to show what we talked about. What was it, like 2 days ago?
Yeah,
that Roman should have won Wrestler of the Year because he's the only one that's having programs.
So I looked into this. The reason why this is why Kenny won. So it's about opposition. So it's like it's opposition, which is like difficulty of opposition, how good the matches are, how many matches. And the thing that puts Kenny over Roman is he defended all those belts across. Like he had like 2 matches in Japan. It wasn't a lot, but he had a match in Mexico, 2 matches in Japan, wrestled on Impact and wrestled on Dynamite. That's what gives him the edge. So it's character work, opposition, and quality of matches. By quantity, Kenny gets it. That's why. Because if you look at like number 6, number 7, it was Kota Ibushi. We had quite a few on there. So it was like, that's why Bobby was up there. It's not like he had the best character work, but he was indestructible, and he had a match with Roman in that time.
Like I said, it makes sense. Like I can't argue either way. I just think for what I said,
I found out there's an actual rubric. That's all I'm saying. Because we didn't know why. We thought it was votes, but it's an actual rubric. So.
Because just like I said, now Roman is the only thing that's keeping WWE popping right now.
If Bobby Lashley was on, I don't know how that would work, but if Bobby Lashley was on SmackDown, no one would watch Raw. Like for real. Like, I don't know how Raw numbers.
Which is why I think that they're having a draft because they got to try to get someone over to Raw.
Drew should have been on SmackDown a long time ago, I think.
Well, Drew's going to be there now. Obviously, that's going to be the program for Roman, which will probably give Roman the loss. And then somebody's going to Raw. So I think Edge is going to Raw.
That makes sense. I think Big E might actually go to Raw.
Yeah, so there you go. So, quick recap. You already know what it is. I know y'all got stuff to do. It's Friday night. Me, Kenny, and CL will be back tomorrow around like 12-ish. Not sure if we're doing live or we're just gonna do the podcast, but we'll basically be back tomorrow. So y'all come and check it out. Y'all already know what it is. Keep watching what we watch. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. You already know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.